Tonight, this fatal Tesla crash now the focus of a federal traffic safety investigation. A doorbell camera capturing the moments before a Tesla Model 3 slams into a home in Katy, Texas. Police say 76-year-old Martha Avila was standing in her front room when the accident happened Friday night.
That's where my mom was.
Officials say she was flown to the hospital where she was pronounced dead.
This is how it came in.
Her family sharing videos from inside the home on Facebook showing the devastation left behind.
This is their room where they play and they do homework. Everything got damaged.
The driver, Michael Butler, told authorities he was using an automated driving assistance system at the time of the crash, but it's not clear which specific feature the driver had engaged.
We're still evaluating what caused that car to fail to control its speed just before this crash.
Tesla's Model 3s come equipped with traffic-aware cruise control, which maintains a set driving speed and following distance. Drivers can also subscribe to FSD, or full self-driving mode, that has automated stopping and turning. Both modes are intended for use by a fully attentive driver, according to Tesla's website. Earlier this year, Tesla officially discontinued autopilot in the U.S., a different feature that has been linked to deadly incidents.
She's right there in the bushes.
Last year, a federal jury found Tesla partly liable in a 2019 Florida car crash that killed a pedestrian and left another person badly injured when the car was in autopilot mode. Tesla has not responded to multiple requests for comment on this crash.
And Aaron Gilchrist joins us now. I mean, this story is a nightmare on many levels, Aaron. And as you say in your piece, there was no official statement from Tesla, but we do know that Elon Musk is posting about this now.
Yeah, in the last hour or so, Musk responded to a posted headline on X, and we can show you what he had to say in response to this headline about this crash having happened. He wrote, "Yes, this makes no sense. FSD, or the full self-driving feature that the Teslas have, drives slowly through neighborhood streets, and this was a high-speed crash." And then just below that, there was a response to Musk's post by another leader at Tesla, a gentleman who develops a lot of the AI technology for Tesla. He said, "Yep, in this case, the driver manually overrode self-driving by pressing the accelerator all the way to 100% of the accelerator pedal in this residential area. They reached a speed of 73 miles per hour during the crash and had the accelerator pressed even after the crash." Obviously, this is not coming through an official channel of communication from leaders at Tesla, Ryan, but it's something that, of course, is raising questions about who exactly was responsible or what was responsible for this crash that ended up killing a grandmother.
Yeah, he seems to be speaking about it as if they have that data and information. It would be interesting to see if they'll present that, if there becomes some sort of an investigation or trial. But let's talk more about the Tesla driver and what type of charges he could face.
Yeah, at this point, we know that the driver in this accident was hurt pretty badly. He was taken to the hospital by ambulance. We haven't gotten an update on his condition or whether he was quickly released from the hospital. We also, at this point, there are no charges that have been filed against him in this accident. The sheriff's office in Harris County, Texas, just outside, happened just outside Houston, did say that they are trying to talk to people who are knowledgeable about Teslas to try to get a better understanding of the automated features of these vehicles so that they can continue their investigation. And we noted as well, Ryan, that the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration has said it is launching a special investigation, a special crash investigation is what they call it, to try to figure out exactly what happened here, whether this was something that was mostly human error or human responsibility, or was a fault of the vehicle that was involved here, Ryan.
Well, there's no doubt that that car was moving at a very high rate of speed. The video clearly demonstrates that. Aaron, thanks for being on top of it. We appreciate it.
We thank you for watching. And remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.